Revelation 2439. From the 7th of August 1942. Benefit of being free. Agony of being bound. Earthly life is given to you to detach yourselves from the form. You will only really understand what this means in the spiritual kingdom, where every cover is a hindrance to you because it always means a shackle for the spirit. And the spirit is bound as long as there is still an earthly thought, an earthly desire in the soul, for it is bound to a certain environment which it creates for itself through its desire. The free spirit, on the other hand, is master over time and space. Where it wants to dwell, there it is. Spiritual territory is accessible to it, for its will alone is enough to move it to where it wants to dwell. His will can accomplish everything. It is no longer hindered by anything, thus completely free. It also no longer has to fear a decline once it has become free, but it does not completely distance itself from the spiritual being, which is still languishing in bondage, because it urges it to help it to freedom too. And the still unfree soul will only feel the benefit of becoming free when its earthly desire begins to subside. Then its ascent will also begin, but before that an inconceivably long time can pass where it does nothing to become free from the form which, although it no longer consists of earthly substances, nevertheless burdens the soul such that it feels it as compulsion or pressure. It often has to travel arduous paths which it hardly believes it can overcome. It has to endure privations, albeit in a different way than on earth, yet the suffering no less oppresses it than on earth. And she could easily have averted this sorrowful state on earth, for she was given the opportunity to become free from the form. This awareness is agonizing and increases her torment, for she certainly recognizes her state of suffering but not how she can still free herself from it in the beyond. For this realization is only the consequence of its will to want to help. Only when it disregards its own suffering and takes the hardship of the fellow suffering soul to its heart, when it wants to help them, does it realize that this is the only way to also become free itself, that the activity of love is also necessary in the beyond in order to illuminate the dark surroundings and to enter somewhat more luminous regions, and it becomes easier and freer for the soul the more willing it now is to serve the other suffering souls. The free spiritual substance assists it by instructing the soul and giving it advice, yet even unaware of its abundance of light, for just as on earth the ascent has to be striven for of completely free will, and all coercion has to be eliminated, yet the free spirit does not leave the suffering souls in their distress but tries to help them wherever and however it is possible. Amen.